What's up, everybody? This is Eric from Hoops Media, the Hoops Media podcast. Just wanted to check in with you guys, do a little video. Usually, I'm behind the scenes on the Instagram account, Tumblr if you follow us there. Wanted to try something new. I know podcasts are kind of all the rave right now. Everybody's kind of doing one, so I've been wanting to get into it for a long time now, but haven't really gotten a chance to. So going to jump into podcasting and streaming on Twitch at the same time. So bear with me on the technicalities of all this stuff. Sound like a 35-year-old man that I am. So basically, what I wanted to do is just kind of give you an overview of what's going to be going on. Um, Join you from the lab, aka my garage, which has turned into kind of a basketball museum here recently with all the different stuff that I have and all the stuff I've collected over the years. Hoops Media started about 6 years ago as just a social media account on Instagram and Tumblr. I just started posting videos and clips, pictures of a lot of nostalgic type NBA stuff. Obviously, a lot of Michael Jordan and everybody that was popular during the 90s. But I really enjoyed the obscure stuff, finding the picture or the video that didn't think anybody else was seeing or not a lot of people had, and started sharing those. So grew to be pretty popular, posting those kind of daily pictures and videos, following the hashtags MJ Mondays and Fernie Fridays for Penny Hardaway, Shaq Saturdays, doing all that. And really grew the Instagram and Tumblr accounts, um, and looking for some new adventures. Kind of the reason why we're jumping in. I say we, but me, jumping into the podcast realm, if you were, in video log. Twitch, if I'm not doing this right, I'm sorry. I'm going to give it one shot. But I wanted to do some video stuff because we do a lot of visual stuff, and with the podcast, it'd be kind of tough to show you guys, so you can watch both. Kind of the goal with the podcast, the Hoops Media podcast, is kind of be the grandfather, I guess you would, of what our account and what our conglomerate, if you will, our media as a whole incorporates inside of the basketball culture and lifestyle that it brings. Within that, the art, memorabilia, all that. So the Hoops Media podcast is going to kind of be the grandfather, is the word I'm looking for. I don't know how I couldn't get that one, but the grandfather of everything. Kind of start itself there. Try to run it maybe once or twice a week, doing anything from reviewing latest games and trade rumors, anything like that, or going back and looking at the past and the NBA, maybe review some games. Probably should have started this when the Michael Jordan documentary came out, because on ESPN, that was probably the epic podcast to follow, something like that. But just to give you an idea of what I'm looking forward to and what I'm doing. Like to bring on some guests, especially people who are in the social media world that are posting kind of the same type stuff. Like to bring on some people that would talk about how they got inspired and what they love about basketball and the lifestyle and all that. So like I said, within the Hoops Media umbrella, we're looking to at least launch two other kind of sister podcasts underneath, or cousin podcasts, if you will, underneath Hoops Media. And the first one would be one that we actually kind of have going already, and it's the champion jerseys only. So with all the Hoops Media stuff and over the years, we kind of started looking for something that maybe would bring in some income. This posting pictures and videos doesn't necessarily get you too much money. And for some reason, I don't know why, but just absolutely love 90s and early 2000s champions jerseys. So I started collecting those and flipping them. If I find ones that I like that I think are worth some money, we have an Etsy store that we sell them on. So started doing that about 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, and it started really taking off. So it's something that I really enjoy doing. That kind of keeps me busy. Also, it allows me to learn about these jerseys and just the different logos from the years past, the different types of jerseys, authentic, champion the game worn jerseys, and of course the different sizes and all that. Of course, you can see up here, got a old school early '90s, or I'm sorry, late '90s Lakers Kobe, R.I.P. And then I'm wearing probably my favorite one that I have right now. This is actually an authentic, not a game worn, size 48, which is like about an extra large, but very nice shape. Lamar Odom. So just give you an idea of what the Champions Only Jerseys podcast would just be. Anything talking about the jerseys themselves, the history of them, when the NBA started wearing them, when they stopped, anything like that. Hopefully, same thing. Bring on some guests that know a lot more than I do, and can talk about the history of them and everything about them. Another podcast within the umbrella of Hoops Media is definitely going to show up at some point is the Hoops Allure podcast, and that one will deal strictly with the culture, I guess, mostly the art behind basketball. There's so many talented artists that are creating amazing content kind of around basketball as a whole, whether it's different players or different just photography of basketball. And the coolest thing is it's going on all around the world. It's one of my favorite things. I'm not necessarily a good artist. I try. I've tried some different things. If you follow my account, you'll see some different things that I try with art, but it's nothing like what's out there. So with that podcast, I think we're going to look at trying to get maybe artists that we follow on Instagram and Tumblr and Twitter and Facebook and all that, the ones that we think is just the dopest ones out there, and getting some of those people on, talk about what inspired them and where they came from. So that'd probably be the second podcast, and we might try to launch something else. Like I said, not sure exactly how this is going to go. We hope to put these on Twitch as well as the podcast. We have them available on iTunes and Google and everything, and have guests on, bring great content. Look back at different eras of basketball. One of my favorite things to do is kind of rank different things. So whether it's the top 10 champion jerseys of all time, the top 10 logos from the 90s, the top 5 favorite accounts that I follow on Instagram, stuff like that. And that'll probably be incorporated almost every week when we do a podcast, some kind of list, taking you back to look at different things. So we're going to provide some email addresses if you have questions, or if you want to hear specifically about things. We're definitely going to listen to whatever anybody has to say. Look, if I don't have the answer, I'm going to try and find it. Simple as that. Probably not. Probably don't have the answer. So just a guy, like I said, 35 years old, who grew up watching basketball in the 90s, played it for a little while. My playing days are done, so now I watch it and look back on it and get nostalgic about it. And like I said, I'm in the lab here, and we'll definitely do a kind of a tour of everything that we have in here. Like I said before, we have an Etsy store, and I have more than just the jerseys. I have other basketball relics, memorabilia, if you will, that kind of keep us running as far as paying the bills and stuff like that as a side hobby. It's definitely something I'd love to see turn into some kind of full-time job or something that suffices. But right now, just kind of a hobby that I have. Go back as far as I can remember, collecting NBA cards, posters, pennants, all that stuff as a kid, and nothing's changed even at 35 years old. So, like I said, my name's Eric. I represent Hoops Media, and this is going to be the Hoops Media podcast, as well as the vlog, if you will, maybe just the video of the actual podcast. We'll probably put it up on YouTube, as well as obviously Twitch. Not a Twitch user, so bear with me. But definitely thank you for tuning in, joining in. Bear with me. It's going to get better. I'll get this stuff polished up, and we'll have great content coming with you guys. Have a great day.